Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about Week 4's Wednesday Power of Veto episode of Big Brother 28. Last time on Big Brother, when House Sweetie Pie Haley rose to power, she decided to punish the mean girl behavior because she would never. In the end, she nominated Drew, Melody, and Taylor, who definitely are the House mean girls, not Haley. Before I dive in, links in the description to my playlist to catch up on my previous recaps and rankings. If you like the videos, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting what you thought of the episode. But let's dive into it. We pick back up where we left off. Haley's just made her nominations. Haley reminds us she is definitely not there for the cattiness and mean girl energy. Haley told Drew he's a pawn for the alliance. He's still confused, but wants to force Haley to nominate someone else. Taylor calls her nomination a bitch-ass move, and Melody tells us Haley doesn't own the things she's doing or saying. Ladies, let's go easy on Haley. She's had a hard few weeks. But Mallory doesn't think Haley would know a hard week if it hit her in the face. Melody and Mallory continue to talk smack on Haley. Lyric sees this and decides her best move is to play the middle as a free agent. Melody vows to stay in the game and take Haley out of the house herself. Lyric is starting to distance herself from the girls, telling Kamu she wants to work with him and his allies. Taylor heads to HOH, asking Haley and Angela why she's on the block. Haley tells Taylor she was the only person laughing when Jason was banging the teapot. She stood there and she laughed, Casey. Taylor isn't having Haley's attitude and checks her, but Taylor bows out of the conversation and accepts these BS reasons for now. When she leaves, Haley tells Angela she completely made up those reasons, once again saying she's going to be a bitch to a bitch if she has to. Latrice calms Taylor down and supports her. These two help each other out. I'm glad they have each other. Taylor tells us she's upset, mad, and offended, and Haley has woken up the dog in Taylor and calls Haley a heifer. Kamu meets with Haley. He sees bringing Lyric into their alliance as a good idea. His proposal, they send home Drew and replace him with Lyric in the tool shed. Haley doesn't like the idea. She sees right through what Lyric is trying and doesn't like Lyric's disloyalty. Drew tells Devins that now he has a reason to win HOH and return the favor in nominating Haley. Devins sees this as a threat to all of his alliances and through that, a threat to his whole game. So when Toolshed has a meeting, they agree that Drew is too much of a threat and needs to go this week as the main target. Angela is licking her lips at the idea of voting for Drew, telling us it's going to take a miracle to save Drew if he doesn't win a competition this week. Dee continues to hide her bribe power from Devins, telling us she wants to go to the end with Devins and use her power as leverage to beat him in a jury vote. Elsewhere, Lyric and Yash lock in a final two, agreeing that their old side of the house is cooked, and they both are on the same page about jumping ship and flipping to the other side. So Lyric meets with Haley and makes her formal pitch to join the squad. Haley continues to not trust or respect Lyric. Dee gives Barrett the heads up that Drew is the target, and Barrett is upset, understandably feeling like he's going to be next, and finding out he was on the outs of the strategy. Hello, Earth to Barrett, these things aren't good. Haley reassures Drew that he's not the target, but tells Drew she's not using the veto to save him or anybody. Good luck on the block, dear friend. Fun and bubbly Haley leans out of the diary room. Hey everybody, it's time to pick players for the veto competition. Haley and her nominees will play. Melody gets house guest choice and picks Mallory to play as well, who wants to show Haley what a rough week really is. And Haley gets house guest choice, picking Chuck to play. Chuck tells us it's Chuck time and he's about to kill it. Chuck tells Drew he wants to keep the nominations the same. What amazing allies Drew has. Taylor tells us she really doesn't want to show us what she's like when she's mad. So her plan right now is to stay in bed and pray. Her prayer is interrupted by our veto queen Morgan, who lights up our screens and takes players to the 1700s for the veto competition. I'll say it again, I love the time machine and how everyone, even the sit-outs, get costumes just to watch. This show is going for an Emmy for costumes. Angela says she feels like a long-lost Bridgerton sister. I didn't watch a lot of Bridgerton, but isn't that the show where the characters are always getting clapped in the garden? Morgad introduces they'll be playing the wine poison challenge. Players will take turns trying to trick their opponent to drink the poison wine. If they drink 2 poison wines, they're eliminated from the competition. The last player standing will win the power of veto. Drew is getting a kick out of this whole act. The costume, the ruffles are making him think he's Austin Powers. Drew tries to trick Taylor, but she doesn't think he's groovy worry, baby. She sees right through him and gets him to poison himself. Princess Peach Melody targets Chuck, telling us he's gullible. He drinks whatever she gives him, and he gags on that Zon. Yash tells Lala, the tension is thicker than your hips, milady. Mallory offers Haley red wine to match her red hair, but poisons herself. Next, Taylor gets Mallory to switch for some poison red wine. Mallory dies in the clapping garden. Chuck successfully poisons Melody, and Drew, who is committed to being unserious, begs Haley to switch glasses and can't keep a straight face, so he's poisoned and dies. Devins mourns him and confirms, yeah, he dead. Haley tries to play in Melody's face with all kinds of gags. Melody tells us, bitch, she needs to just hand me the glass. Haley fails to trick Melody and poisons herself. Chuck tries to trick Taylor. She thinks he's making a weird move with his eyebrows, but he succeeds in poisoning Taylor. Chuck then targets Melody again. He poisons her, and she dead. Haley targets Taylor but fails, poisoning herself. Dying seems to be the most fun Haley's had this whole season. She did. There's one final round. Taylor trying to poison Chuck. She decides to just give him a little smirk. Chuck falls for her tricks. He said it was Chuck time, but Chuck time has come to an end. He dead. So Taylor pulls off an impressive veto win, saving herself from the block. Haley is the biggest person cheering for Taylor. Cut to her being miserable about it in confessional. Fake. Morgan has to leave. Please, Morgan, please stay. Please, please. Stay. Melody is upset that she can't win when her life is on the line, and Drew feels his odds of going home just increased, but he still feels 90% okay. He shouldn't. Drew's 10% not okay is showing. He's acting worried, and Barrett feels bad that he can't tell Drew he's in deep doo-doo. This is not looking good for Melody and the Littles, and they know it. Haley gives her alliance until she drinks 1/4 of her bottle of wine to convince her not to nominate Lyric as the replacement nominee. Kamu gives a hard pitch to not put Lyric on the block, and Haley snaps at Kamu for making that attempt. Angela thinks Haley is jealous of Kamu's relationship with Lyric. Haley may be jealous, but she also is right about Lyric's game. Haley continues to enjoy her Josh wine. That Josh wine will get you twisted up, down, side to side at a wedding. She drank pretty much the entire bottle during this conversation. If that were me, I would have started twerking on the wall. Haley tells Mallory she's keeping her safe, thinking she's building trust with Mallory. Good luck with that. Lyric is paranoid she'll go on the block. Mallory tells her friend Lyric that she's coming for Chuck and Kamu next week, so Lyric decides to throw Mallory under the bus, telling Haley that Mallory is coming for her allies. Haley tells Lyric that she looks bad turning on her friends like this, and Haley's right, she does. Haley can be a nightmare, but she does keep it real. Maybe she's my nightmare. Lyric is upset by this, but stands by her actions, telling us she's just trying to do what she has to survive. She tells us she feels she's being backed into a corner like Rome and Jason, which takes us to the veto ceremony, where Taylor, of course, saves herself from the block. Haley nominates Lyric in her place, telling us she just doesn't trust Lyric. So we head into tomorrow's Thursday night episode with Drew, Melody, and Lyric on the block. I am agitated. I'm in the middle of the week from hell. I have been a nightmare in my real life because of what's been happening in this house. Add on to that, I'm coming into this Thursday with my entire mood and sense of hope resting on Melody, who has not won a single thing this season, to win this blockbuster. Basically, I have a 2/3 chance of being in a real bad mood all weekend. I think I'm gonna need to stock up on the Josh wine either way. I'm hoping this blockbuster challenge is talking to Melody's mom on a fake phone, or who hates Haley the most competition, or dancing in the gym. The stories of Melody and Lyric feel like they're just beginning. Lyric is in the middle of her rise from the Roman Ashy era, and Melody not getting karmic revenge on Haley feels very wrong to me. So Drew can go. He's not contributing anything to the game. In fact, his presence in the game is a big reason why no one can get anything together to change things. So hoping for the Melody blockbuster, Drew eviction tomorrow. But that's all I have to say about this episode. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing and commenting what you thought of the episode. What do you hope will happen tomorrow? And what do you think will happen tomorrow? I'll be back tomorrow to find out what Julie's wearing, recap the eviction episode, and with my week 4 player rankings. Until next time, you know where to find me. Bye.